welcome back. So this is kind of like Blast from the Past Part 2. Remember when I took my favorite model, my mentor, my aunt, Marcella, and I kind of made her into a gross mess? Well, we're going to do that and we're going to demonstrate the new monster paste. So it's kind of like a double whammy. You get to see her flip out and then you get to see how cool the product is. Because I choose her as a model because she hates gore so much. But it's so funny. So it's almost like, for me, it's even more exciting.
Behind these tables, I'm tied up with chains.
She's lying. Okay, so monster paste. So basically what monster paste is, it allows you to make your own 3D transfers, like prosthetic transfers. And this is going to save you a lot of time come Halloween if you're going to be popping out these faces. And it's also going to save you a lot of money. These are just so awesome. So there's a video that explains how to like make them and everything. It's super simple. Don't be scared about it. But I just want to show you guys the effects of what it looks like once it's done, and we'll put it in a design. This is the largest container of monster paste, and if you want more information, check out John's class on Fava TV. It is awesome. It will totally inspire you. But I wanted to show you what it is. And then once you make them, this is what they end up looking like. So there's so many cool things you can do with them. We added some stitches inside of this one. So I'm going to get started on my favorite model. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put down my transfers, because then I'm going to paint a base on her face after that. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to peel off the clear paper on it, and then you're going to apply it to the skin wherever you want it to stick, okay? So just try to keep your fingers off of this. This is very, very, very sticky, so you don't want to, or you'll ruin it, okay? That's going to apply it right on her nose, just like this, and you want to press it on there. So you're just going to get it wet, because the transfer paper is just going to transfer it on the skin. So, you know, since this is a transfer paper, it's going to start lifting on its own, okay? So the whole transfer process should really only take you a couple of, I would say, not too long, maybe like 15-20 seconds. And then it's going to start lifting right from the skin. I'm going to smooth it out right on the tip of the nose, etc. Okay? It really just transfers directly on the skin. So these monster paste prosthetic transfers, they don't need glue. They stick directly to the skin, which is awesome. So I'm going to leave this one here. Just like that. You can't really see the detail yet, but we'll start adding detail in it. So like I told you, with this one, I added some stitches in there just to kind of give it that, you know, stitched up effect. We'll do the same thing, and I'll just add it right on this side, just like this. So I'm going to turn her a little bit this way. She's being such a good sport so far. So again, just kind of rubbing it on there so that it transfers on the skin. So once it starts lifting, as I can tell it's starting to lift here, and if you see any areas that might need a little bit more, so I'll start from this edge. Okay. So I applied one, so turn your head a little bit more so you can see this kind of slit right here again. No glue, you can transfer these onto the skin super, super, super quick. And then this one is a little bit more of a rounded stitch, so it's cool because it won't go to the full width of her face, just kind of giving it a different look. So again, I'm going to peel that off. So this one, since the stitches are going this way, I'm just going to press it up against her skin. And you can just use either a damp sponge, use a paper towel, whatever's easiest for you. I mean, I have a bunch of sponges available to me, so that's why I use them. So anytime that you have any loose edges, just take your sponge, just kind of dab them down, just like that. That'll help them stick directly on the skin. So now that I've actually laid down my 3 of them, this should only take you maybe 2-3 minutes at the most, which is great because if I was molding these out of wax, it would take me time to mold, time to glue, time to carve into it. So then the next thing I'm going to do is take one of my favorite products. This is a kabuki brush, very commonly used in makeup, but I'm going to use it to base her face, because if we're going to do kind of like a bloody death zombie ripped up, design, then you're going to want to make sure that you base the face so that it's all one flesh tone. So I spritz the top of my paint, and so then I'm just going to, again, like I said, base her face, especially over the eyebrow area, because if you want to use any of that eyebrow area to sink in or create those angry eyes, then you're going to want to make sure that you try to cover the hair as much as possible. So this is also an important part. So I'm basing her face, but rather than dragging like I did here to cover it, I'm going to just blot it right on top of any of the appliances that I put down. So I'll just blot it just like that, and hopefully that'll help you to be able to see them. Now so again, just kind of blotting it right here till you cover the face. And now you can kind of see these transfers and these prosthetics sticking out, which is even more exciting because you can see them kind of coming to life. So I'm just going to bring it down there. Okay, so so the next thing that we need to do is we need to darken the eyes. Now this is a new color from Global. It is their dark blue. It reminds me of the colors that are in the Bruise palette when you start putting them together with like the plum and the yellow. These are all really good kind of death colors, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken out the eyes. And I'm going to do that by picking up a little bit of this blue, and I'm going to put it in my lid so that I can thin it out and mix it ahead of time. So I mixed a little bit of blue and a little bit of plum to get that color, and then I'm going to put a little bit of water in there too so that I don't have this such intense pigment, okay? So close your eyes. So the good thing is that I use her eyebrows as kind of like an example of where I'm going to create these 11s by J. Bautista. I've been practicing. And I'm just going to kind of bring in this sunken in eyes right inside of here. And then since I put down the base of it, now I'm going to just pick up a damp sponge. You don't want it super wet, but I do want it damp. And I'm just going to kind of dry blend it out right inside of there on both sides. Okay, so I filled in her eye sockets right inside of there. And then what you're going to want to do is, instead of kind of going up this way, you're going to want the eyes to be a little bit more of this shape. So it's like a little bit more of like an egg shape right across. So I'll pick up a little bit more of my color combination, and I'm just going to go on the edge, and again, right underneath her eye. So as you can see, this shape. And you'll repeat that right on this side as well. On my wrist. So I'm going to go right in here, and I'm just kind of adding that red. Now you have a couple of options. You can do it with your finger, you can do it with a sponge. I'll do it with a sponge. Again, you don't want it to be too wet because you're just going to gently dab this mustard color on there. Kind of gives that sickly. So again, so you're kind of dry patting that in to go from this purple to yellow to red. So now she's beginning to look really good. So now while while this part is drying, okay, I'm just going to go and create a few little kind of veins. And again, using that same combination of plum and this dark blue. It's a great vein color. So with your veins, all you're going to want to do is, I'm switching over to a number 3 brush, a small one. You can start from her temples up here. And then with your veins, you're just going to want to kind of start off really straight, press your brush, wiggle, get thinner, press it, wiggle, just like that. So I added some veins there. So I'm going to mix a little bit of the plum and a little bit of the red. And we're going to go inside of our gash wounds, inside of here, inside of there, and I'm going to just kind of fill it in. The inside is the darkest part, so you want to make sure that you're going to go right inside of those crevices. And of course we have to add blood when it's all said and done. and we'll stipple it out. So again, just kind of filling that up. And then we'll turn her this way. Again, just going right inside of the deepest areas with the darkest colors. Same thing here. Remember, these are like carved out wounds, so you want the inside to almost have a black tone to it that's going to fade into purples and reds. Okay. So now taking my same chisel brush, I'm going to make sure that it's damp, that it's not wet. You don't want it wet because then it's going to be harder. And I'm just going to soften out some of these veins right in here because they're too much of a straight line for me. And I'll do the same thing here. Blend these out a little bit more. So I am going to go in with red now, and I'm going to add red to where I'm going to be stipple sponging on the blood, okay? So all I'm going to do is just kind of trace the bottom of her eye just like this, and then I'm going to create these almost like more veins of blood coming down, just how I like it. All right, so finally what we're going to do is we're going to take this same awesome brush and we're going to create some teeth, okay? So this is a really good brush for that because what it does is it already has that shape on it. So I'm loading it up with white, and then all I'm going to do is just kind of lay it and pick it up just like that. And then the teeth go in the opposite direction on this side. Just like that. So then, in the corners of the teeth, you're going to want to put a little bit of this black mixture with this red right inside of there because I want to sink it out. Before I trying to sink this part out, make it deeper right inside of there. I'm going to take that same color combination and I'm going to do the same move right inside of there, make it a little bit darker. So I'm just going to stipple a little bit up here and stipple a little bit up there. And then of course I got to start stippling it right around the areas that have the, and I'll go in with a paintbrush and kind of dig them in there in those grooves. Scrape it a little bit along here as well, since she was already drying bloody tears, crying bloody tears from hanging out with me. And then of course right inside of the mouth here, drag it down because that's my favorite part. And right outside of here as well. Just drag it. Oh, she's looking so amazing. Okay, so before I show her how amazing she looks, I appreciate you guys sticking with me as I show you some of my products. Don't look at my mess here, but this Halloween should be fun for you. There are no rules with special effects. Notice, with these Monster Paste transfers, you can put them anywhere. You can be creative. You can cover the eyebrows. You can create things. But just have fun with it more than anything else. So you ready? This is my version of a kind of like a colorful zombie. Because you guys know me, I can't just do the boring stuff. This is so much fun for me. Ready? Set? So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this. She doesn't like you. Can't take it off yet. We have to take a picture. So I wish everyone a super happy Halloween. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for letting me show you what Monster Paste is. If you like what you see, subscribe to Faba TV. Subscribe to my channel. Keep in touch. All right, check us out. Check out our new site. Available now on sillyfarm.com.